Hey, what's going on, movie lovers? I'm Jeff.
I'm Kyle.
This is Shut Up I Like This podcast where we talk about how much we like film and we don't hate movies. We enjoy talking about stuff, and today we're doing Hostel from 2005. It's a little chilly down here.
a little brisk.
A little. So Rotten Tomatoes, real quick on Hostel, it's a little bit surprising. The critic score is actually higher at 61%.
Critics is 61?
Yeah.
That really surprises me. I figured it would be like around 20 or 30, because it's like one of those movies that the normal people are, oh my God, it's just
the normies.
It's too much. Eli Roth's gone over the line this time.
And then, the audience score is 53%, so it's like 50-50 for audience. Huh. Either you like it or you don't, I guess.
Bro, that surprises me.
I was definitely surprised when it was higher. Run through the cast real quick. There's a lot, not much to that I'm going to name. Most notably, of course, is Jay Hernandez.
Right.
We were talking about him before he started. Suicide Squad, End of Watch, what I knew him from. You're watching him right now?
The Expanse. If you're a sci-fi fan, one of the best sci-fi shows out there. It's about to be picked up for its 4th season. In fact, I believe they're done filming, but it's going to be through Amazon Video. He's on that, and he plays a pretty significant role. Yeah, but I like Jay Hernandez. He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting more roles. Because for a while it was like quarantine, stuff like this, like kind of lower budget stuff, and now he's like getting out everywhere.
Right.
And he's like Magnum PI now and stuff.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
So, I'm a big Jay Hernandez fan.
Yep.
His buddy in this film is Derek Richardson. Look through his stuff. He's working, but not anything huge. I mean, a couple episodes of this and that.
I asked the same question when we were watching it this morning, the wife and I, what else was he in? But nothing really.
Yeah, there was a couple episodes of House, couple episodes of American Horror Story, couple episodes
that's
of
what it was too.
This and that and this. So, yeah, he's working, but just nothing really. And then Ollie, it says right there, I'm not going to try, I don't know, Ethor Gudjonsson? Guhusen?
Ithor Gudjonsson.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Gudjonsson. Is their buddy Ollie.
Poor Ollie.
Yeah. Ollie.
I go home.
Yeah, okay, I believe that.
It sure doesn't look like it's a severed head. Let me take a picture of him. Like, what did they like make him smile or something before they killed him? Like, it's like
I don't know.
I go home.
It looked pretty bad.
Sorry.
And then the other person I want to mention, obviously there's a big long list, but Rick Hoffman is the other American client that he meets when he's trying to escape, and the guy's like, so how should I do it?
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff. He's always like that guy.
I think that he is who he is. I think he's a creepy, like something creepy,
really
like douchey undertones, like
sure.
aggressive.
Yes, just a guy that gets in your face. So he's in everything. You see him around. So those are pretty much the main three that I'm gonna address, because a lot of them are European or just haven't been in a lot. And then, of course, director and writer Eli Roth. This was his second film after Cabin Fever. I'm a big Eli Roth fan. Do you have like a favorite Eli Roth film off the top of your head?
I like Eli Roth as a person. Like he's articulate. He likes movies and does movies for the right reasons. Like some of his movies are kind of just a little bit like to the wrong direction for me. I like, now I can't remember the name of it. I like Hostel too, honestly.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that too.
That's probably my favorite Eli Roth movie. Yeah, and I like Cabin Fever. He's pretty edgy, and I dig that. I dig that he does his thing, and I also saw that Quentin Tarantino had his hands in this movie as well.
Yeah, this is Quentin Tarantino Presents.
Right, he has a lot of them, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Like he'll help produce stuff that he likes and help like upcoming directors and stuff out. And so he helped him out with this, helped him produce it. And I think the budget was pretty like 30 million maybe, or maybe, it was probably a lot less actually. Don't listen to that. I think I just said it out of my ass. It was a lot less than that.
Well, I can tell you right now.
Okay, I would say around 10.
$4.8 million budget, but did $80 million in the box office.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a huge return.
There you go.
4.8 was the budget? Okay.
That's it.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know. But I would say, the same thing. I love Eli Roth, Cabin Fever, this. I haven't seen Hostel 2. We were talking about that. I might have to put that on the list. But probably my favorite Eli Roth film is Inglorious Basterds.
I'm looking through it right now because
that he's in.
I really like that movie as well.
I mean, that's a Tarantino film, but they've been working together. He produced it. He's in it. I love him as the Bear Jew. And he comes out and just beats the shit out of that guy. Mm-hmm. But as a director, I guess probably like Cabin Fever. Just because...
That's a good movie.
I tend to have like a soft spot for like directors' first films, especially when they're like such low budget.
Is that the one with Elijah Dushku in it? Is she in Cabin Fever?
I think so.
Yeah, I really had a crush on her. I kind of like that one.
I had a crush on her and like The New Guy.
Yeah.
That was about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just first time directors and seeing them like how they cut corners is a bad way to say it, but working with what you have and creating something awesome like Cabin Fever,
right,
and everything like that. So
I can't believe you haven't seen Hostel 2.
Yeah, I just horror sequels.
Yeah, well, we've done the House of 1,000 Corpses and the Devil's Rejects things.
Right.
And it's kind of like the same kind of premise. Like this, it shows it from a different perspective.
Okay.
From the perspective of the clients that are coming in to kill people, and the perspective of these two girls that end up getting snared into it, and one of them ends up getting free and going on a rampage and killing people. So it's like it takes a page from the original Hostel as but you get to see the facility that the tortured, whatever you want to call it, warehouse from a whole different perspective. So it's kind of cool.
Is it like the same place, or is it?
It's the exact same place.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, it might even be the same room that we were talking about Rick Hoffman when he meets them when he's escaping.
Oh, really?
Because there's lockers and stuff, and these two guys, they're reading each other and talking about, and one's nervous and one's excited, and it kind of flips on him by the end of it. The nervous one it got him off, and the one that was all excited got skittish, and it was more slanted towards that. The part of it, the perspective of the person that, hey, I have $50,000 and I want to torture and murder somebody. What kind of person does that?
Right. Are they like Americans?
They're both American.
Americans.
Yeah. Yep.
They come over and do it. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And anybody of note that I would know?
Chloe Sedgwick
or whatever.
No, Chloe. Severini.
Okay.
Severini.
I'd like to buy another vowel.
Severini or something. I don't know. Well, something like that. Sure, you know her. Yeah.
So somebody, right?
now you're making me. I'm gonna have to look at my phone now to see how I pronounce that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I might have to put it on. I'll probably watch it. I guess.
You should.
Yeah, I know I should.
I have it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, when we were looking too, there was a Hostel 3 now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had no idea.
I didn't even know that. And is it out or is it
that person 70? Yeah.
Chloe 70.
Yeah, 70. Yeah. Did I say it right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's not get too off task, but
What's American Horror Story,
yeah,
Zodiac. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
American Psycho. She was in that. She was in that. That's right. That one girl, the one whore that he keeps picking up and beating on her and stuff. Yeah.
The destroys her hoo-ha?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh. The one he kills when he throws the chainsaw down the hall.
Yeah. After the clothes hanger thing.
I'm sorry, I've gotten us so far off task here. Yeah.
Okay. But real quick, I just want to. Hostel 3 was 2011.
Okay.
4 men attending a bachelor party in Las Vegas fall prey to the elite hunting club who are hosting a gruesome game show of horror.
Oh, it's a game show.
That's interesting.
Well, I'll be. Is it still an Eli Roth film?
Anybody? I don't think he had anything to do with it.
Oh, okay, well then I don't want anything to do with it. I don't like
director is Scott Spiegel. That sounds familiar. I guess he was a writer. It listed him as a writer.
Okay.
Let's see.
I just don't like series that end up getting taken over by someone else.
I know what you mean.
Like, start it over. If you're going to do it, start it over. Don't, continue.
Yeah, and this guy looks like this is kind of, like he did Dusk Till Dawn 2, Hostel Part 3.
Original much?
A shit ton of shorts. Huh. I mean, probably over 24 shorts right here.
Yeah, I'm over it.
So. But, I mean, if you like Hostel 2, maybe you'll like Hostel 3.
Maybe I will.
I don't know. That's pretty questionable.
It's rated well, actually.
4.6 for a trilogy horror. I mean,
yeah, that's not bad.
That's not terrible, I guess.
I don't know. I was thinking it was 4.6 out of 5, like on Amazon or something. It's not out of 5. Never mind.
Oh,
like that's like 90%, man.
No, that's out of 10.
Oh boy.
They only credit him as a writer of the characters.
All right.
So they took the characters or something, the Elite Hunting Club, which is actually a pretty interesting thing in Hostel. It's kind of I talk about it a lot on the show, like Cloverfield, Skyline, stuff like that, where it has sequels, but they're not really like a direct sequel. They just kind of take place in the same universe.
Right.
And that's kind of how Hostel is.
Right. Yeah.
How it sounds like.
Kind of. Yep.
And it continues with that Elite Hunting Club, and you probably get to see like kind of the background of the organization and stuff like that, how it got started. So I guess that makes me more interested because I like.
You should see the second one. I'm telling you, I've never led you astray before.
Okay, I guess.
I don't think I've ever
led you. Yeah. I don't know.
You know, I really like those Cloverfield movies. All three of them. They're so different. All three of them. One's a documentary style about a monster that you barely see, and then one's this movie about this creepy guy, and it turns out at the end that he really was telling the truth, but he was still really just a creepy guy. And then the third one, The Paradox, is like a sci-fi, like saga, like epic, awesome movie. Like that was like the perfect end cap for that, like trilogy.
And they're all tied together.
I know, it's just so awesome.
That's what I like though, how like it kind of makes me want to watch this Hostel Part 2 now. I mean, it's not a direct sequel, but more just like takes place in the same universe.
Right.
I like shit like that.
Right.
That makes it more interesting to me.
Right. No, I agree.
So the first experiences, do you remember the first time you saw Hostel? Does it kind of ring a bell?
I remember thinking it was cool because there was lots of boobs and sex. In 2005, I was still a grown person, but I was only, 24, you know, so.
Only.
No, it was, because I remember there was some hype leading up to this, this coming out.
Throw
stuff around. So, no, I remember seeing it and thinking that there was going to be more, I don't know, more content, more substance, more than just dudes on vacation, smoke weed, fuck some girls, and then go they're tortured. Oh shit! And then they got to get out. You know.
I wrote down that it's 40 minutes into the film until we see the first room.
Right. 40
it's
minutes. Really a long, drawn out thing.
It's not even like you get like little treats. Or anything.
There's no treats. They're giving you the backstory of these people that you feel like you don't even need their backstory because they're all just gonna be dead anyway.
Right. Yeah.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
But like you said, a lot of smoking, a lot of hanging out, getting drunk. Woo!
Yeah.
And it is what they did in 40 minutes. They could have done a setup in like 15.
They could have.
20.
They could have.
You know, them getting there, meeting the girls, and the girls dragging them for this.
I suppose he wanted you to care about the characters to some extent.
That just made me not like them.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Even when I was...
The one guy was was douchey towards the girls, but the girls snared him in, man. Like how?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but they got what was coming to them at the end. That was really that's my favorite part of the whole movie.
What's that?
Once he gets out of the torture chamber and he just happens to see those two girls, Natalia and the other one, and he runs them over, and that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that part.
These
So I saw this. I remember seeing this because it was after it came out. I always tie this with Saw because it got brought up to me at the same time. So I saw Hostel after the DVD release.
Okay.
So I was probably 7th or 8th grade when I first saw this.
Oh wow, youngster.
Yeah, I was super young. And I watched it with my dad, and I wasn't supposed to tell Mom. But his buddy was asking us about how is Hostel and all that. Is it as bad as Saw? And I had never saw Saw, seen Saw. So I always link Hostel and Saw together because then right after I watched Hostel, I'm like, what the fuck is Saw? And then I went and watched Saw, and it's along the same lines. It's a lot of body torture.
I mean, if you're talking about extreme ways to die, then people want to see limbs getting severed and all that.
Right.
But the Saw movie Yeah, I mean, it's in the same category of gross.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
That's what they were asking me, like asking if the horror was as gross.
Right?
As,
no, yeah, no, it's
like,
right there.
No
it's on the same level. Yeah, I haven't seen any Saw past 3 because they got out of control with
a little bit.
Like the first one's good. The first one's great. The third one I think is great. The second one, isn't the third one the one where he's got the chick having to cut open his skull to get to his brain?
Yeah, that's like, well, I mean, that's the 3rd through 5th.
Oh, the whole time?
I feel like.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I feel like in 4 or 5, there's the guy named Jeff, and he has to go through all these different ways. Yeah. And it's his wife that's operating on the dude. And
yeah, I've never seen that.
She ends up getting her the shotgun neck brace. And
yeah. Hey, I've seen that. Which one is that?
That's 4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
See, I don't even know how many.
Maybe 3, I guess. I don't know. 2's the one in the house, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like Clue.
The house with the with that pit with the needles
and shit.
Ah! So, I'm sorry, I keep venturing us. Too many branches on this tree of Hostel.
No, that's fine though. That's just a conversation about. I mean, dipping into other horror films, and stuff,
right?
So it's gonna come up and everything.
Yeah.
So your favorite scene? Would you call that your favorite scene? Is when they run them over, or just kind of like that was your favorite moment? That
was my favorite moment. I don't know. I guess I can't. I don't really have a favorite scene. I mean, the pretty creepy scene when they get on the subway early on and they meet that creepy English guy that's like talking about blah blah blah, and then tries to get all friendly with the buddy.
Yeah.
And he gets out, and then wouldn't you know that's the dude? At the end, that's the one that's doing all the torturing and stuff. So it makes you think, was it all planned from the beginning? Like,
oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Was he there for a reason? Was he feeling them out? Like, did they know they were coming? Like, was it because that was before they met the girls? It was almost like it was planned, like clear from the very start. Like Well,
it was planned with Alexei.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like in Taken.
Yeah.
They have spotters at the airport and stuff. So it's very like they just have spotters across this to get people to. They're funneling them in to this final location and everything. My favorite scene would probably be it's something because of the effects. I just thought for a film in 2005, 2006, the effects like really hold up because a lot of it's practical.
Yeah.
But probably the one that like hit aside from the drilling into people, slashing Achilles tendons.
Yeah.
All of that, right? I think the worst part, but my favorite scene is the worst part that got to me, is the 2 guys towards the end that are chasing them, and then the kids throw the bricks at him.
Yeah.
And then it crushes in his fucking skull.
Yeah.
Both of the dudes. I'm like, that's a fucking good effect. Yeah. And that's what got me, because I'm like, oh. Yeah. Like, just that. It looked and sounded real.
Yeah,
and everything. So I was like, oh man. But I really enjoyed it. And it's 6 edition.
I can tell by the look on your face right now. It's kind of like making me feel like you need to calm down.
Well, yeah, it's
no,
just,
really.
I don't know. It's super interesting how they like achieve that.
I kind of like that scene in American History X where he makes the dude bite the curb.
Oh, right.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm kind of weird like that too then.
Yeah, that's just like
it makes you want to cringe, but never look away. Like
right. Yeah, definitely. If you had to be here's a question: if you had to be one of the guys, whoever, one of the people that gets tortured, what would be the worst way to get tortured? Like the drill, the pokey proddy, the flame.
Everything's gonna suck a whole lot of ass, but I feel like whatever's gonna sever a vein or an artery or something that's gonna kill me quicker, would be the better, right? I mean, now you got my whole body thinking about what it would feel like to get cut and slashed. Yeah. Drilling into me isn't going to kill me. Like it's going to hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. If I know I'm going to die anyway, I would just appreciate just a good, quick, some artery that's going to squirt out all my blood.
So
I'm going to bleed out in 2 minutes. It's going to suck.
But what would be the worst? Like, what would you? Because I mean, like, if somebody were to like slash me with a box cutter across the forearm, or somebody stick a piece of wood up my nail, I'd pick the nail.
I really don't like needles or like razor, knife cuts, so I feel like that would be the worst way to go, would be tortured. Like there's a scene in Jessica Jones where the guy can make people do whatever they want, and he makes her cut her girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, 1,000 times, and she can't stop, and she keeps slashing her over and over and over again. I think that would be the worst for me, right there. Yeah.
Being the one getting slashed or being the one controlled?
No, getting cut with a knife thousands of times. Yeah, until you just bleed out. That'd be horrible. Yeah. Is that an acceptable answer?
Yeah. Okay. I was just thinking about
that.
Yeah, I mean, because as I'm watching it, I'm like, you put yourself in their situation ultimately, and you're kind of like, I think the worst for me would be the Achilles tendon thing. Just thinking about it makes me cringe up a little bit.
That makes me.
I'd rather be drilled in the leg. I'd rather be cattle prod, whatever that pokey thing was.
Yeah, you're right, because that didn't sever an artery. That was just he just clipped the tendon right up. Oh my god!
And even like losing the fingers.
Yeah.
And he kept them. Yeah. So I mean, there's a whole. That's something I was gonna do. I was gonna look up how long.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna cut off one of your fingers.
No, I was gonna Google how long a severed finger could last until it's too late to get it reattached.
I think
I was just curious.
I think if you put it on ice, you'd have a few hours. But if you didn't have ice, I don't think you'd have but minutes. I think.
You think so?
I really do. Yeah, because I think that's kind of how it works. I don't know. But
I don't know either.
I'm no doctor.
I mean, I'll Google it since I'm kind of curious about it anyway.
That shit then, yeah.
So.
My God, you're so fancy. Jeez Louise, man.
Towards the end, we see the Japanese woman.
Yeah, the sister.
Kill herself.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you wish you looked like that?
See, that's the thing, though. Like, I wrote down, I felt really bad for Jay Hernandez.
No, I know, because he went out of his way to save her.
Yes.
Because he felt like it was the right thing to do, because he was a good person, and he had a kind heart, and he went and did that. All for nothing. All for her to see herself in the reflection of the water and just do it. I couldn't, or was it the mirror, or was something walking by something. Yeah, that was really sad. You just made me kind of sad just thinking about that.
Yeah, that's...
And she walked in front of a train?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's what gives me the most... Like, as they were getting tortured and everything, it's that's anxiety and everything. Mm-hmm. But when he's in the car, and then he hears the scream, and he's like, doesn't know what to do, like, that hit me. Mm-hmm. That's the worst type of anxiety ever. Yeah. I fucking can't stand that. And then, of course, he goes back through it, he does all this other shit. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, so she just kills herself.
Yeah.
God, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, just because she was missing an eye. I mean,
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, lady, you know. Made me sad now. I'm sad.
Okay, so according to Google, how long can a severed finger last?
I'm gonna say 3 hours on ice.
A severed finger can survive for at least 12 hours in a warm environment.
Warm, really?
And up to a couple days if refrigerated. Some reports indicate that body parts can survive for as many as 4 days before being reattached.
Wow, I was a little off there.
Yeah, I would have figured it was within a couple hours or something. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Wow.
So he was right to take his fingers with him, which is something that I would do too.
Oh, absolutely. You'd like to think that you would have the wherewithal to think about that in that moment, you know, because you don't know how you would react. Me, I would probably just cower like a baby in the fetal position somewhere and just wait to die. I don't know. But sometimes I don't feel like I quite have that. But you never know when that fight or flight instinct kicks in. You don't
exactly.
You don't know what you're capable of. I could end up lifting a car or something, and you never know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's just the little for a low-budget horror film, Eli Roth's second film and everything.
Yeah.
Just the little things like taking his fingers with, and then he drops his fingers and he's got to get his fingers back. Like that gave me anxiety the whole time. Just because I'm like, I hope the dude gets to keep his fucking fingers.
Why didn't he have pockets to put the fingers in though? Why is he dropping on this stuff? I don't remember. What, didn't he have jeans on? Yeah, why doesn't he have the fingers in his pockets? What's the point of carrying them? How does he carry them with the hand with no fingers anyway? Does he carry them in the other hand?
Why didn't he put them in his pocket?
Why didn't you just put the fingers in your pocket? Find a Ziploc bag or something. Surely they got one around somewhere. Okay, I'm a little off the Ziploc
really
bag.
Though, no, like the pocket, for sure. Why didn't he just stick them in his pocket?
No, that's what happens when you're getting tortured and fleeing. You just don't think about it.
I mean, I guess.
You think about picking up your finger, but you don't think about putting the finger in the pocket.
Definitely.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I just poked a hole in that one.
No, I mean, that's for sure, though.
Yeah.
Duh. The whole time I was like, I'd be so paranoid.
Yeah, you want to hit up Eli Roth now and ask him, don't you? What was the deal with him holding the fingers?
Why didn't he put them in his pocket,
You need to explain this to me so I can make sense in my head.
Definitely. So going through my notes real fast. Normally I write down like quotes and stuff, but I didn't really write down any quotes or anything. I wrote down that I thought it was interesting that Jay Hernandez's character Paxton was a vegetarian.
No, I didn't remember that.
He tells that with the weird guy on the train.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a meat eater. That's like a weirdo. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, I'm a vegetarian, so
Exactly.
it's not my nature.
And he's like licking his fucking lip, or smacking it, and then he's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I just literally touched his leg on accident with my pinky.
God damn.
Anyway.
I thought like I just said, the little thing like picking up his fingers.
Yeah.
But what was so essential about making him a fucking vegetarian? Was there anything to it? Or was it just kind of like a little throwaway detail?
It's just a thing. Like, I don't know. That's just a thing, I think. So you do what I do. I like to like think outside the box on stuff too. Like, why did they do that? Or was that just a random thing?
Why did he put his fingers in his pocket?
Like, randomly. Like, do you feel like maybe some directors, when they're plotting out the story, they're trying to come up with, like, say, the way that you would create a character by writing a book. Like, you would come up with these certain details to make them all individually a little bit different. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to be doing this sort of thing.
Because, I mean, usually when a director or somebody has something or says something on screen, it means or it pertains to something.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, I guess Tarantino has the offbeat conversations and everything. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it still adds to something. And being a vegetarian, doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, duly noted.
I wrote down Motorola Razors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, I remember the throwback. Yep, that's awesome.
They downloaded pictures a lot quicker than mine did.
Yeah, that was some straight bullshit. Because it took no less than 2 minutes to get one picture to download. Yes. One pixel at a time. Those razors were pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish I had the cool little plastic cover and stuff that you could clip on, and I cut out pictures and stuff.
That thing was unbreakable, too.
It's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little chilly down here.
Can we cuddle?
No.
Okay.
And then as I was watching it, too, because I put pictures behind us and everything.
Yeah.
A little tough to get pictures for this film. So I think I ended up getting...
Why?
I have no idea.
What is that?
I was a little paranoid about YouTube and everything, but I think I ended up getting like 9 screenshots.
Is that it?
Yeah, like I didn't know what to take screenshots of.
I suppose because I won't say anything bad about them, but yeah, they got.
It's boobs
now,
and violence. And,
well, there's nothing wrong with a good boob every now and then.
Well, according to YouTube.
Can't you put the boobs up there and then just like
blur them out?
No, just put a little pasty on them. Tell me that's not possible.
A little black bar.
You have the technology. You can do that. You definitely do that.
We can rebuild him.
That's like a little pasty. I think would be really tasteful. You can figure out where it is and plot it, right? And then wherever it's at, just put the pasty up.
Just hold your hands up like this, and I'll move the image into it.
Just like the whole time.
Just for 2 minutes, just hold it like that.
And then I gotta itch my nose, and then you're screwed. Then you're in trouble.
Oh, boom. All right, well, we're coming up on half an hour. So I'm gonna pause it, we'll come back, and then we'll get into some more conversation. So the main, kind of the whole reason this film was made, I wanna talk about a little bit. Eli Roth had a pretty crazy ordeal with it.
Okay.
I don't know if you know anything about like the background of it or anything. So originally this was supposed to be a documentary.
Okay.
Called like Murder Vacation or something. And he was going to try to like interview people and like find out about these secret places where this might happen. Because he got in some weird places on the dark web. And he ended up on some like Thai website that claimed to be a hostel kill place.
What?
Yeah, like he went really far into it, and he was scared that like he was asking too many questions. He was like kind of scared that he would get hurt himself or something, or get people after him. And so he kind of backed off from it and kind of cut those ties and everything. And then he kind of decided to make it a work of fiction. And so he came up with this idea to kind of show the same idea, but put it in a fictional form and in a movie and in a different place in the world.
Right.
And everything. So, but yeah, like it was some dark web website. He said he wasn't 100% sure if it was real or not, but it started getting to that creepy zone.
Yeah, I don't like
where
that.
it's just like, I don't know if I want to keep going forward with this because you don't know what could happen. Yeah. So that's kind of the background of this movie, which makes it a whole lot creepier.
Well, yeah, it kind of does.
Because you don't know if that exists.
Right. Oh, it exists.
You think it does?
Sure it does, yeah.
In Europe? Or Thai?
In the United States?
No way.
Okay.
You think so?
All right.
You think there's some basement you can go to and just pay to murder people?
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. I mean, I really wouldn't, man. They don't make movies just about completely fake things. There's a lot of truth to it. No, I don't think there's a giant warehouse somewhere where dozens of girls are getting tortured and all. I sure hope not, but the sex trafficking thing,
right?
That comes into play when you're talking about going overseas, and that's sounding like it's got some ties in the U.S. as well. So
yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. It's just makes me nervous.
Just talking about it like this.
Right. Well,
imagine like digging into it and trying to do a documentary on it or something.
Right. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
Remember the movie? What's that movie with Nicolas Cage, 8mm, with the snuff films?
Oh yeah.
He got it way too deep there. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Nick Cage, I forgot about that.
That's one of my favorite Nick Cage movies. It's that low key Dark Horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
I forgot about that one. That'd be a good one to talk about here.
Who else is in that? Joaquin Phoenix is in that. He's his little buddy that helps him out. Yeah, he's the guy that's in the porn shop or whatever.
That'd be a good one to talk about on the show.
It would be.
I don't think anybody fucking talks about 8mm.
Really good movie.
And so a lot of this film, I wrote down Slovakia because I always assume this was being in like Germany or something. But it's they point obviously to Slovakia. And so I wrote that down just because I figured that that's important. And I mentioned the effects earlier, so I kind of want to talk about K&B Effects, Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger.
Nicotero, my guy.
Nicotero, he did the effects on this.
I'm not surprised. He's got his toes dipped in about everything I like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's been on the show,
He's
not
awesome.
on the show, but
he's been on the show,
he's
really?
been, I would say, it seems like every other movie, the effects are done by K&B Effects. So his team did like the Achilles tendon slice. Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. 8mm, 23%,
51%.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And that's probably why I like that Skull Bash effect so much.
Yeah,
it's because it's Nicotero.
Yep. Yeah. That's a really good point, because when you were talking about that, I just automatically in my head I just went to thinking about zombie heads getting smashed in Walking Dead, because that's when if I think about a crushed skull, I think about all the different ways that he's crushed a skull in The Walking Dead.
Right.
It's a soft skull and a fresh skull and every other kind of skull. Remember when they popped all the there's something, or Everybody Loves Chris or whatever, the black kid on Walking Dead, when in the revolving door when his head got popped.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Anyway, yeah.
That was fucking cool.
Yeah. Glenn's there crying right next to him, watching it, and his eyes like bug out of his head. Oh my God. What a way to go. That's a way to go right there. Your head smashing your revolving.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then I want to talk about the gang of kids, because I thought that was pretty crazy. Give them bubble gum and they'll murder people for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I also believe that's probably true.
Like gangs of kids and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about murder, but they probably
pickpocket.
They got to give you. If you don't give them something, they're going to take something from you.
Right.
Yeah.
And dipping into trivia, but apparently Roth, those were just like actual street kids that he hired on to be street kids.
That's cool.
So it gave those little guys a little job. But speaking of the kids, at the end when those guys do run over the chick, so first Jay Hernandez and Japanese girl run them over, and then they're like, one dies, one's in the street like, oh, I just got run over. Yeah. Those bad guys come flying through and fly over, and she goes underneath the car and drags along and stuff. But then when they get to the kids, they just don't run them over.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why the fuck?
Yeah, because they're kids. I don't know.
Yeah,
we have a conscience now.
Yeah, they're bad guys. They just fucking decimated some chick, and they're not gonna.
That's true.
That part bothered me.
Yeah, that's true. What bothered you, that they didn't murder a bunch of kids?
Well, they're bad guys, and they've been murdering everybody.
Like you're a bad guy.
They've been murdering everybody else.
Just have it noted for the record that Jeff would have ran up with them kids.
They just destroyed that girl in the middle of the street.
I know, but she was a whore.
Those kids are murderers.
Yeah, but they still have a chance to not be a whore, though. You know, they're little kids, man.
But now the bad guys.
The Natalia chick deserved that shit, man.
No, she was working for those guys.
I know.
It was like running over an employee.
I know, but she was a bad person.
So are they.
They're bad kids, though.
So are the people that ran over them. Oh, God.
Oh.
I just don't understand where they suddenly got a quick thing of conscience. I don't know.
Jeffrey, leave them kids alone. No, I get exactly what you're saying, though. I'm just being a butt.
Bothered me. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have any like favorites? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Eli Roth makes an appearance early in the film as some college dude laughing at her buddy.
Right.
What else was I going to talk about? You got anything you want to mention? Was there anything we missed?
Nah.
Do some trivia?
Yeah.
I got a fuck ton of trivia. Jay Hernandez and his buddy stay in room 237. This is a reference to The Shining.
That's cool.
The slaughterhouse was filmed inside a functioning mental hospital in Prague. It was built in 1910 and was filmed in a wing closed for over 50 years.
That's cool.
Eli Roth had a string quartet play classical music to make it seem less eerie.
Oh, don't be a pussy about it. It's a scary movie.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. Because we don't have cool shit like that in the U.S.
Some classical music is kind of scary. To be my,
Yeah,
see, I'd be like, oh!
Fuck this, I'm out. Over 150 gallons of fake blood were used in the film.
Gross.
Gross.
Well, it's actually it's probably sugary tasting anyway. I don't know. Anyway.
Initially, Roth, this is what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He wanted to do a documentary on the subject, Murder Vacation. He found it nearly impossible to get in contact with these people and could put himself in danger, instead making it a work of fiction. And I talked about the website and everything that he found. When Paxton speaks German in the slaughterhouse, he's talking about the guy, and he says, if you kill me, it'll destroy your life. Every time you close your eyes, you'll see me. I'll be in your nightmares every night, your whole life, and I will ruin it.
Huh.
It seems like a pretty long line that he said in German.
Yeah, it was like 7 words. Yeah, it was like, yeah.
Roth says he found a site, a Thai site, that advertised itself as a murder vacation, which I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to talk about this. Did you watch... I guess there's like a director's cut, and it has 2 endings. You don't know about like the original ending? Originally, the ending had Paxton kidnapping the Dutch businessman's daughter, and as the train left, Paxton covers her mouth to prevent screaming, and it was left we didn't know if he was helping her or not, and it was too ambiguous.
Yeah, I'd have been dumb. Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, really?
I don't like that.
I watched it.
I don't like ambiguity, okay?
Oh. I watched it. I really liked it.
No, I don't like that.
Because it's kind of the same. The businessman goes into the bathroom.
Yeah.
At like the same way that Jay goes in and kills him. But instead, the businessman comes out, and it's completely fine, and he goes over and waits by the women's. And like he waits there for about 30 seconds, and like a lady comes up and he asks her something. And, no. And then he waits there and waits there and waits there. And then he finally goes in. He's like, fuck it, I'm going in. And he doesn't find anything. And he comes out screaming and, where's my daughter? And then you see the train, and Paxton's sitting there with the kid, like holding her, and it goes away.
No, that dude needed to die. That's not fair. That's not. What an eye for an eye. No, he deserved to die. The kid of his didn't deserve anything. So I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, though. I think
he was saving her, helping her. Well, then kill him too. Then, okay, that's not good enough. That's not going to work for me. That doesn't play with me. You torture me, I'm gonna kill your ass. All right.
But he didn't torture him.
But he's gonna fucking do it. He was gonna do it.
Well. That weird, creepy, skinny guy tortured him.
Yeah.
Which was weird, like how he was sniffing and stuff.
Yeah, well, people are weird, man. I mean, don't you gotta kind of be a little weird to go want to kill somebody? Are you gonna be kind of sniffy? I mean, I don't know.
It's kind of sniffy.
It takes a fucking weird dude to do some shit like that. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It was weird how it was.
It's weird. Sniffing. You want to torture people? I don't want to torture anybody.
Well, there's some people I wouldn't mind.
Make love, not torture.
Make love, not torture. So that's all the trivia that I got. So Hostel.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Any final thoughts?
I give it 1 3/8 enthusiastic thumbs up. If you're into the gory stuff, then it's a perfect movie for you. If you're looking for plot line and substance, you might want to look somewhere else.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There you
go. I would definitely just say if you haven't seen this for whatever reason,
go. That's definitely worth something to see. Yeah.
Check it out.
Don't never see it your whole life. Watch it. Yeah.
And apparently the sequel. Watch that one.
No, we can talk about that too. It's better than the original one.
You think it's better than this one?
I think it is personally, but yeah, everybody can form their own opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm curious what the
Rotten Tomatoes is on.
Yeah, on Hostel too. Yeah.
All right. Look that up real quick. If you're into like the Saw movies, stuff like that, body horror, this is definitely the place. Although it takes a while to get into it.
It's 44 and 39, so
it's about the same as this.
Yeah.
I mean, how it's a little bit higher, which is weird that the critics like it better.
Yeah. Well, it's better. It's a better movie. I don't know.
It's weird that they like it more than the audience. That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe the audience that was looking for more of what Hostel 1 was like. I don't know.
Is it as gory?
No.
No?
No.
It's more of...
No, it's more story.
Focuses on the characters.
It's got a plot line, actually. So, but no, it's not as gory because it's like... It's gory, don't get me wrong, but it's not as... There's a good half-hour chunk of it that's just this girl, looking for the whoever she's got to look for to kill or whatever. But no, it's a good movie. Yeah, all right.
Interesting. So Hostel, as I was saying, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Definitely give it a watch. It's a lot of body horror. It's a lot of, he hides in a pile of body parts at one point. You see a butcher chopping them up and everything.
That's right. That's cool.
And he drops his fingers. He doesn't put them in his pocket.
He doesn't put them in his goddamn pocket, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it takes a while to get into it. I guess is my only complaint.
Yeah,
it could have sped up a little bit more.
It starts slow, but then there's boobs, so then you're content with that.
Boobs
there's a transition there where the boobs, and then there's torture, so you're good. You're good.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely give it a watch. You can find everything you need on PantheonNetwork.com. Go there. You can find there's new T-shirts up, mugs, coffee mugs, Indie Gamer magazine that I do every month. That's up there. It's a digital print magazine you can find on there. I think Kyle's podcast is up there now, Attack of the Podcast.
He's got his own podcast. I'm Brian, by the way. I'm not really Kyle, but you guys all knew that. But
oh, yeah.
Support the cause. This is an awesome thing that I get to do every once in a while. So
definitely.
Give yourself a damn mug. It's very nice. They're quality.
Your shirt's on the way.
All right.
Yeah, I got some new ones. So those will be here soon. Definitely check it out though. PantheonNetwork.com. Go to the marketplace because there's probably 3 or 4 new shirts up there right now.
Nice.
So check those out, and then of course the Indie Gamer magazine. Check that out. It's digital and print. You subscribe, buy 1 issue at a time. Do whatever you want. Next week will be Real Steel that we were going to do today, but some stuff kind of got mixed up. Brian jumped in here, so this is out now. And I think that's about it. You got anything you want to add?
No. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. Thank you, Brian, for coming back.
You're welcome.
It's always fun to have you. And we'll see you next week.